Good morning, students. Today class animal tissues. Animal tissues. In unicellular animals, various functions such as digestion, respiration, excretion and reproduction is carried out by a single cell. But in multicellular animals, these functions are carried by a group of cells in well organized manner. In unicellular animals, all the functions such as digestion, respiration, excretion and reproduction is carried out by a single cell. Whereas in multicellular animals, these functions carried by a group of cells in a well organized manner. Next, what is a tissue? A group of cells and cell products. Which originate from the same region of the embryo and also they perform a specific function. They constitute tissues. A group of cells and cell products which originate from the same region of the embryo and also they perform a specific function that constitutes tissues. The study of tissue is called as a histology. This histology is also called as microanatomy. This is the definition of tissues. Tissue means a group of cells and cell products which arise from the same region of the embryo and also they perform a specific function, constitute tissues. Next, the study of tissue is called as histology. This histology is also called as a microanatomy. Next then, in tissues, cell next extracellular matrix is present. Extracellular matrix in tissues, cells and extracellular matrix is present. This extracellular matrix varies in composition and quantity in various types of tissue. This extracellular matrix varies in composition and quantity in various types of tissues. Next, in animal, there are 4 types of tissues are there. 4 types of tissues. Next then, one is tissues are 4 types. One is epithelial tissue. Epithelial. Second one is a connective tissue. Third one is a muscular tissue. Fourth one is a nervous tissue. nervous tissue. So, in animals, there are four types of tissues are there in the body of the higher vertebrates. They are epithelial, connective, muscular, and nervous tissue. This is an introduction to tissues. Next, types of tissue. First one is a epithelial tissue. Epithelium. Epithelium. This epithelium cover the total external surface of the body, and also it lined inside of the body, in the cavities of the body, or the organs which are present inside the body. This epithelium is covered almost all of the surface of the body, and also it lined in the body cavities, and it surround the visceral organs. Next then, in this epithelium, cells are there. Cells. These cells are bind together by intercellular cementum like a substance. The cells which are present in the epithelial cells bind together by intracellular cementum like a substance. Next then, in this epithelium, some junctions are there. These junctions provide both structural and functional link in between two adjacent cells of the epithelium. Next then, in this epithelial tissue, junctions are there. They provide both structural and functional links in between two individual cells of the epithelial tissue. Next then, the three types of junctions are there. One is tight junction. Second one is a desmosome. Third one is a gap junctions. There are three types of junctions are there in epithelial tissue. One is the tight junction, second one is desmosome, third one is a gap junction. These tight junctions prevent the leakage of the body fluid, from one cell to the neighboring cell. For example, sweat gland. In sweat gland, the water is not a leak into the surrounding cells. Next then, desmosomes. These desmosomes are present in the muscle tissue. Desmosomes provide in muscles. They are rivet-like a structure. They bind the cell as a sheet. Muscles are arranged as sheets. Next, in desmosome, some filaments are there. These filaments are intermediate filaments are there. These intermediate filaments anchor the desmosomes into the cytoplasm. In desmosome, intermediate filaments are there. These filaments anchor the desmosome into the cytoplasm. These intermediate filaments is made up of one protein. That protein is called as a keratin protein. This is about desmosome. These desmosomes are also called as a anchoring junctions. Next, gap junctions. These gap junctions are also called as a communication junctions. Communication junction. These gap junction or communication junction forms a continuous canal-like structures, in between two cells. Through this continuous canals, the water and then ions and sugars and amino acids are transported from one cell to the neighboring cell. These gap junctions present in various tissues. This gap in various cells. These gap junctions are also present in a cardiac muscle. The gap junctions which are present in the cardiac muscles are used to increase or rapid the action potential or depolarization. This is about tight junctions. First one is different types of junctions. First one is a tight junction. Second is a desmosome. Third one is a gap junctions. Next, this epithelial tissue is originated any one of the three germ layers. This epithelial tissue is originated any one of the three germinal layers. That means it originates from ectoderm or mesoderm or endoderm. So, this epithelial tissue is originated from three types of germ layers. That is, it may be origin from ectoderm, it may be origin from endoderm, it may be origin from mesoderm. Next, in this epithelium, the cells are arranged on basement membrane. This is a basement membrane. These are cells. The epithelial cells rest on the basement membrane. This basement membrane partially formed by the epithelial cell, partially form connecting tissue which is present beneath the basement membrane. In this epithelial tissue, cells are rest on basement membrane. This basement membrane partially formed from epithelial cells, partially from the connecting tissue which is present beneath the basement membrane. Next, here two types of lamellae are there. One is a basal lamellae, reticular lamellae. Basal lamellae is very close to the epithelial cells. Epithelial cells. Next, reticular lamellae is very close to the inner laying connecting tissue. So, the basement membrane partly formed from the epithelial cells, partly from the underlying connecting tissue. In basement membrane, two lamellae are there. One is a basal lamellae, second one is a reticular lamellae. Basal lamellae is very close to this epithelial cells. Next, reticular lamellae is very close to the inner laying connecting tissue. Next, this epithelium is avascular. There is no blood supply is there. So, these epithelial cells get nutrition from the underlying connecting tissue. Epithelial tissue is avascular. This epithelial cell get nourishment from the underlying connecting tissue. Next, the free surface of the cells in some parts the microvilli are there. Microvilli. In some non-motile cilia-like structure, they are called as a stereocilia. Stereocilia. In some places, the free end of this epithelial cell, microvilli are there. In some non-motile, slender, long cilia are there, they are called as a stereocilia. This microvilli increase the absorptive area. Increase the surface of the absorptive area. Next, these stereocilia is a non-motile. They are present in epididymis or internal ear. So, this is about introduction to epithelium. Epithelial cells rest on basement membrane. This basement membrane form partly from the epithelial cell, partly from connecting tissue. This basement membrane has two lamellae. The one lamellae, that is called as a basal lamellae, is very close contact to the epithelial cells. Reticular lamellae is very close contact to the underlying connecting tissue. Next, the epithelial tissue is avascular. This epithelial cell get nourishment from the underlying connecting tissue. Here, in epithelial cells of the free end of the epithelial cell, in some places microvilli are there. Some places non-motile a cilia-like a process, a long process is there, that is called as a stereocilia. These microvilli increase the surface area of the absorption, and these stereocilia are present in epididymis, that is a part of the male reproductive system. Next, it is also seen in internal ear. Next then, types of epithelium. Types of epithelium. Types of epithelium. Based on the arrangement of the rows of the cells. Arrangement of the rows of the cells. This epithelium is classified into two types, simple and compound. In simple, the cells are arranged in single layer. In compound, the cells are arranged more than two layers. By the base of arrangement of the cells as a layers. These epithelial tissue further classified into two types. But in some places, these epithelial cells get specialization to produce some secretions. They are modified as a gland. That type of tissue is called as a glandular epithelium. This epithelium tissue is classified and based on the cells which are arranged in rows. In some, the cells are arranged in one row. In some, the cells are arranged more than two rows. But in some places, the cells which are present in epithelial tissue get specialized to secrete some secretions. They are modified as a glands. So that type of epithelium is called as a glandular epithelium. For that purpose, totally the epithelium is further classified into three types. One is a simple epithelium, compound epithelium, and then this is a glandular epithelium. First, simple epithelium. In simple epithelium, the cells are arranged in a single row. This simple epithelium lined in the body cavities, vessels and ducts. This simple epithelium lined in the body cavity, vessels and ducts. This the function of this simple epithelium is used for diffusion, filtration, next absorption like that. This is used in diffusion, absorption and filtration and secretions These are four functions of this simple epithelium. Based on the structure of the cell, this simple epithelium further classified into three types. One is squamous epithelium. Second one is a cuboid epithelium. Next, columnar epithelium. The simple epithelium further classified into three types based on the structure of cell. They are squamous epithelium, cuboid epithelium, columnar epithelium. First is squamous epithelium. In squamous epithelium, the cells are arranged in single row on the basement membrane. These cells are flat and tail-like cells. Flat and tail-like cells are there. Flat, tail-like cells. Next, in the center, the ovoid nucleus is there. This is a nucleus. Is there. This is a basement membrane. In squamous epithelium, the cells are arranged in single row. The cells are flat and tail-like. In the center of each cell, one ovoid nucleus is there. This type of epithelium, simple epithelium, is called as a simple squamosal epithelium. Simple squamosal epithelium. Example, where it is present. It present in the endothelium of the blood vessels. It present in mesothelium. It lined in the body cavities. Next, it is present in Bowman capsule. Wall of the Bowman capsule. And also, it is present in the wall of the alveoli. So, in this simple squamosal epithelium, the cells are arranged in single row on basement membrane. These cells are flat and tail-like structure. In each cell, centrally located ovoid nucleus is there. This type of epithelium is called as a simple squamosal epithelium. This simple squamosal epithelium is present in the endothelium of blood vessels, mesothelium of the body cavity, that is the pleura, peritoneum and pericardium. Next, it is also present in the wall of the Bowman capsule. Bowman capsule is a part of the nephron. A cup-like structure is there in nephron. That is the Bowman capsule. The wall of the Bowman capsule is made up of with simple squamosal epithelium. Next, then, this simple squamosal epithelium is also present in the wall of the alveoli. So, this is about simple squamosal epithelium. Next, simple cuboid epithelium. In this simple cuboid epithelium, the cells arranged on basement membrane. These cells are a cube-like structure. In each cell, centrally placed a spherical nucleus is there, spherical, round nucleus is there, spherical nucleus is there. This type of epithelium is called as a simple cuboid epithelium. In simple cuboid epithelium, the cells are arranged in single row on the basement membrane. The cells are a cube in a structure. In the center of each cell, a spherical nucleus is present. This type of simple cuboid epithelium is seen in germinal epithelium. Seen in a germinal epithelium, and also proximal and distal convoluted tubes of nephron. Distal Student, this is a Bowman capsule. This is a Bowman capsule. Bowman capsule. This is a proximal convoluted. Proximal convoluted tube. This is a distal convoluted. Distal convoluted tube. Next, this cuboid epithelium lined in the proximal convoluted tube, inside the proximal convoluted tube, and also lined inside the distal convoluted tube. But the cuboid epithelium, which is present in the wall of the proximal convoluted tube, at free end they have microvilli. They have microvilli. Microvilli. These microvilli increase the surface area of absorption. The cuboid epithelium, which is present inside the wall of this proximal convoluted tube, the free end having microvilli, this microvilli increase the surface area of absorption. Next, the cuboid epithelium, which is present in the DCT or distal convoluted tube, the devoid of microvilli. Here microvilli are absent. Microvilli are absent. That is about compound, cuboid epithelium. This cuboid epithelium is seen in germinal epithelium, and proximal convoluted tube and distal convoluted tube. The cuboid epithelium, which is present in the proximal convoluted tube, the free ends of the cells have microvilli. This microvilli increase the surface area of the absorption. But the cuboid epithelium, which is present in the distal convoluted tube, the cells are devoid of microvilli. Next, then, columnar epithelium. Columnar epithelium. In this columnar epithelium, the cells are arranged in single row on basement membrane. The cells are column-like structure. They are long and slender. They are long and slender. So, cells are very long and slender. Next, here in this epithelium, columnar epithelium, the nucleus is elongated. This nucleus is arranged base of this basement membrane. They arranged near to the basement membrane. So, nucleus is elongated, nucleus is there. Next, this nucleus is present near the basement membrane. basement membrane. So in some places, in columnar epithelium, some cells, gland cells are there, or goblet cells are also seen here. Next, this columnar epithelium is classified into two types. One is ciliated simple columnar epithelium. Second one is a non-ciliated columnar epithelium. In ciliated simple columnar epithelium, the free end of this cell, the free end of the cells are having cilia like a structures. That type of columnar epithelium is called as a ciliated simple columnar epithelium. This ciliated simple columnar epithelium is present in halo organs. Halo organ is a halo. For example, fallopian tube in the ventricles of the brain, and central canal of spinal cord, and also it is present in branchiae. This in this ciliated epithelium, the free ends of the columnar cells have cilia. This type of simple columnar epithelium is called as a ciliated simple columnar epithelium. This ciliated simple columnar epithelium is seen inside the halo organs. For example, fallopian tube, ventricles of the brain, and also in the central canal of spinal cord, and also in branchiae. So this is about non-ciliated means the free ends of column, the free ends of the columnar cell devoid of cilia. Here cilia is absent. That type of epithelium is called as a non-ciliated simple columnar epithelium. This non-ciliated ciliated columnar epithelium is seen in stomach and intestine. The columnar epithelium which is present in the intestine, the free end of the columnar cell have microvilli. These microvilli increase the surface area of the absorption. This is about simple columnar epithelium. So totally simple epithelium is over. Simple epithelium further classified into simple squamous epithelium, simple cuboid epithelium, simple columnar epithelium. Next then, compound epithelium. Compound epithelium. In this compound epithelium, the cells are arranged more than two rows. Cells are arranged in more than two rows. So this is a compound epithelium. The main function of the compound epithelium: give protection to chemical and mechanical stress. This compound epithelium further classified into some categories. That is, one is stratified keratinized squamous epithelium. Next, stratified non-keratinized squamous epithelium, and stratified cuboid epithelium and transitional epithelium. Transitional epithelium. In this compound epithelium, the cells are arranged more than two rows. The main function of this compound epithelium cell to protect the chemical and mechanical stress. Next then, this compound epithelium or stratified epithelium further classified into stratified keratinized squamous epithelium, stratified non-keratinized squamous epithelium, stratified cuboid epithelium, transitional epithelium. Here examples are very important. Here the upper cells are look like a squamous cells. They are very flat tail-like structure. Here in this cell, keratin is present. Hard substance is present. This type of stratified keratinized squamous epithelium is seen in a dry skin. It's seen in a dry skin. So here stratified keratinized squamous epithelium is seen in a dry skin. Next, stratified non-keratinized squamous epithelium is seen in moist places. That is pharynx. Next, esophagus. Then next, vagina, like that. Pharynx, esophagus, vagina. In this place, this stratified non-keratinized squamous epithelium is present here. Next then, stratified cuboid epithelium. This stratified cuboid epithelium is seen in larger ducts. Of salivary glands, sweat glands, and pancreatic glands. Pancreatic ducts. This stratified cuboid epithelium is seen in larger ducts of salivary glands, next sweat glands, and pancreatic gland. Next then, transitional epithelium. In this transitional epithelium, when the urinary bladder is contracted, the cells are arranged more than two rows here. When relaxed, all these cells are arranged in two rows. In contraction, cells are arranged in more rows, but in relaxation, all the cells are placed into two rows. That type of epithelium is called as a transitional epithelium. This transitional epithelium is seen the wall of the urinary bladder. So this is about compound epithelium. In compound epithelium, the cells are arranged more than two rows. This compound epithelium is mainly used to protect the chemical and mechanical stress. Next, this compound epithelium further classified into stratified keratinized squamous epithelium, which is seen in a dry skin, stratified non-keratinized squamous epithelium, which is seen in pharynx, esophagus, and vagina. Next, stratified cuboid epithelium is seen in larger ducts of salivary glands and sweat glands and pancreatic gland. Transitional epithelium. In this transitional, when the urinary bladder is contracted, the cells are arranged more than two rows. When the relaxed, all the cells are arranged in two rows. That type of epithelium is called as transitional epithelium. This transitional epithelium is seen the wall of the urinary bladder.